What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before we get started with this week's interesting episode of WWE's biggest issue, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we're now on the road of 500 subs. Who knows? Maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the summer. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector's Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector's Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of the set, much similar to what I pulled out of my Genesis Impact box that I opened up last year, which is this beautiful B-Cop from the Underworld. This thing looks absolutely incredible, you guys. Absolutely gorgeous. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's biggest issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's biggest issue. Deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than 80% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys aren't even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is part of today's video. But the question of the day is this: what are your guys' thoughts on SummerSlam 2026 going 2 nights? Let me know down in the comments below. And for today's video, that is half of what we are going to be talking about, but also we're going to be talking about what we can expect to see take place at SummerSlam in 2026, as well as what we can expect to take place at SummerSlam in 2024 this year, amidst the fallout of King and Queen of the Ring, where we now know that Nia Jax is Queen of the Ring and will challenge Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship, unless if Bayley drops the title between now and then. And then, of course, we got Gunther, once the Ring General, now the King General, and he will be challenging either Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship, which is pretty interesting, because when you think about international World Heavyweight Champions, you think of excuse me, you think of guys like Chris Jericho. You think of guys like Edge and Christian and guys like the Great Khali, who's the first Indian-born World Heavyweight Champion, which is pretty awesome. But then, of course, you also have Jinder Mahal, the first ever Indian-born WWE Champion, also, which that right there is just history made. So you do have a few international world champions, but Gunther would be the first Austrian to be world heavyweight champion in WWE, which would be pretty cool. But think about this: Damian Priest is the first Puerto Rican descent to be world heavyweight champion, and the last time we had a Puerto Rican as world champion or WWE champion, it was none other than Pedro Morales over 35 years ago. Think about that. Over 35 years ago, dating all I think he became the second champion, if my memory serves correct. So he's excuse me. So Priest does have a lot of big shoes to fill, but we'll see. But we will see. But we found out that SummerSlam 2026 August will go 2 nights for the first time ever, which is pretty crazy. And this will actually be the very first PLE that will take place in Minneapolis, Minnesota, since WWE TLC all the way back in 2019. That was when Roman Reigns had his one and only loss before he went undefeated as the undisputed champion, which we all know about that. And funny thing is that, and the thing is that WWE Executive Vice President of Talent Relations and Head of Communications, Chris Legentil, big shout out, no copyrights as always, stated, quote, U.S. Bank Stadium is an absolutely world-class venue situated in a city with rich wrestling history and an amazing fan base. We're excited to bring 2 nights of SummerSlam to Minneapolis in 2026. Now, Michael Vekic, who is the chair of the Minnesota Sports Facilities, also added saying, quote, U.S. Bank Stadium is honored to host SummerSlam on Minnesota's biggest stage in 2026. We're looking forward to providing a warm welcome and best-in-class experience at U.S. Bank Stadium for WWE superstars, staff, fans, and guests. And it's interesting because the venue, as far as the Minnesota Vikings go, they can hold up to 73,000 fans. But imagine SummerSlam in 2026. It can be well over 87, at least 85,000 at best, which is pretty crazy. And what's even more interesting is that it was supposed to have been it was actually slated to be the odds-on favorite to play host to next year's WrestleMania, but unfortunately, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Allegiant Stadium were able to get to the event first before Minnesota did. But here's the crazy thing: U.S. Bank Stadium is a pretty big facility, to be quite fair. So at this point, what can we expect? Not only what could we expect from not only SummerSlam in 2026, but also from SummerSlam in here, this year in 2024, when it emanates from Cleveland, Ohio. Honestly, there's a lot there. As far as Cleveland goes, there's a lot that we can expect. One thing that we can most definitely expect to see are the 2 title matches, both the World Heavyweight title and the WWE Women's title, to potentially be instant classics. Honestly, as crazy as it sounds, we know that Drew McIntyre will be going to his homeland in Scotland and challenge Damian Priest for the world heavyweight title, which honestly, which in my opinion is absolutely incredible. It's pretty awesome to see that Drew McIntyre once again is gonna be in the main event of a UK PLE challenging for a world title. This time it will be against Damian Priest. Here's the thing. If Damian Priest retains the title, obviously yes, the fans in Scotland are gonna riot like there's no tomorrow. But it also means that we're gonna get probably one of the best dream matches we could ever have done. Gunther versus Damian Priest. Think about that. Think about that. You have Gunther, who's more of a technician and a powerhouse, going up against Damian Priest, who not only has the speed and the agility, but also has the power game as well. So you got quite the interesting clash of styles. But also the rematch we never thought we would want to see again. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. I mean, last time I think it was last year inside Ford Field, we saw Drew and Gunther battle it out for the IC title, and that was a banger. So obviously it doesn't really matter who wins the World Heavyweight title. Either way, we're gonna be getting one hell of a fight. Excuse me. But here's the crazy thing. We also found out as well that Brock Lesnar has been unbanned from WWE. So now he is now able to come back to WWE and just do his own thing. We don't know what his motives will be, but I can pretty much almost guarantee that because he's from Minneapolis initially, I can pretty much see SummerSlam 2026 becoming his last match ever in WWE, because there have been rumors that with his match with Cody at last year's WrestleMania, there have been a lot of rumors that could have been his last match ever in WWE, but there were also rumors that he was supposed to have shown up to King and Queen of the Ring, but we never got to see that. So obviously, yes, there are a lot of different scenarios in which from now until SummerSlam in 2026 that we could see Brock come back. But the thing is, think about this. Brock Lesnar right now is 46 years old. 46. And think about this. You look at look at the list of his championships that he's won over the years, and you look at everything that he had done, throughout his entire career. Think of the title. Think of the matches that Brock Lesnar had been in the ring with. Funny enough, I believe this was his first one. Okay, so his first UFC fight was against Min So Kim, and it was by TKO. And then of course his first loss was to Frank Mir. And then continuing on, his matches were Heath Herring, Randy Couture, Frank Mir, Shane Carwin, Cain Velasquez, Alistair Overeem, and Mark Hunt, which was his last, which was actually one of the most controversial, fights of Brock's MMA career, because of some yeah, I think we all know about that one. We know. But yeah, so he had 4 losses. Overall, it was pretty much four losses, which is pretty crazy. But then you look at as well all of his championship accomplishments. NCAA Division 1 All-American 1999 and 2000, NCAA Division 1 Heavyweight National Runner-Up 1999. He became the NCAA Division 1 champion in 2000. Obviously we all know the rest of his accomplishments. UFC champion with 2 successful title defenses, which is absolutely incredible. Obviously he actually won a world record for the youngest person to win the WWE title at 25 years old. At 25 years old, which is absolutely incredible. Obviously a former 2-time IWGP champion. A former 3-time OVW Southern Tag Team champion alongside Shelton Benjamin. And then of course too, when it came to Brock Lesnar, he never had a bad match whatsoever. Pro Wrestling Illustrated Feud of the Year 2003 against Kurt Angle, Feud of the Year 2015 against The Undertaker, Match of the Year 2003 against Kurt Angle in an Iron Man match on SmackDown on September 16th. Most Hated Wrestler of the Year 2018, Most Improved Wrestler of the Year 2002, Wrestler of the Year 2002 and 2014, ranked number 1 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 2003, which is unheard of. Rolling Stone, Most Unavoidable Face Turn 2015, which I never would have imagined Brock Lesnar as a babyface in 2015, but 2021 was when we got to see babyface Brock, which is absolutely insane, but incredible as well. And then, of course, WWE. 7-time WWE champion, 3-time Universal champion, 2002 King of the Ring, Money in the Bank 2019, 2-time Royal Rumble winner, 2003 and 2022, 5-time Slammy winner, for Hashtag of the Year 2015, which was Hashtag Suplex City. Match of the Year 2015 against The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell. Rivalry of the Year 2015 against The Undertaker. Tell me you didn't just say that Moment of the Year 2015. Coining Suplex City, literally saying to Roman Reigns, Suplex City, bitch, at WrestleMania 31. And then, of course, OMG Shocking Moment of the Year 2014. I think we all know about that one. Ending the streak. And then, of course, WWE Year-End Award for Hottest Rivalry 2018, which was against Roman Reigns. So, obviously, yes, Brock, obviously we could expect, at this point right now, we could expect Brock Lesnar to return sometime between now and SummerSlam in 2026. If that weekend, SummerSlam in Minneapolis, if that does become Brock Lesnar's last match in WWE, honestly, I think it would be a good way to cap off a legendary career, because think about this, his career didn't really. Yes, he did debut in WWE the night after WrestleMania in 2002, and yes, he did win King in the Ring later on that year. But his career didn't really skyrocket until SummerSlam, when he became WWE champion by defeating The Rock. So ideally, it doesn't really matter whether he won a match in Minneapolis or whether he lost. Either way, SummerSlam 2026 would be a huge way to cap off a legendary career, and definitely deserves his flowers in the WWE Hall of Fame, which honestly I think would be a great idea if we saw Brock Lesnar get inducted at that year's WrestleMania, which there have been a lot of rumors that supposedly there's been rumors going around over the last, I want to say the last couple weeks, but there's been some chatter as to where WrestleMania 42 will be taking place. Some are saying that it could be taking place inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Others are saying that it could be the Mercedes-Benz Superdome again, which would be interesting, but I don't know if it would really work out. But there's also rumors that it could take place inside what was originally known as the Citrus Bowl, now known as, I think, the Camping World Stadium, in Orlando, which would have meant that we would see Bray Wyatt get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, which honestly, I think that would be pretty cool. But to be able to have Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt both headline that year's Hall of Fame, I think would be pretty cool. But as far as what to expect out of 2026, definitely going to be seeing Brock Lesnar in his last match, potentially. As far as 2024 goes, I mean, Brock could come back, but as far as the card goes, we don't know. We don't really know what's going to happen, but we do know that Logan Paul, there's been a lot of chatter that he is scheduled, or rather he's slated to defend his United States title against LA Knight, which honestly would be interesting, because obviously, yes, Logan Paul is from Cleveland, but he now resides in Dorado Beach, Puerto Rico, which honestly, the fans of Cleveland might not like that. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. But think about this though, LA Knight is also a fan favorite. So there is a lot of bullshit going on right now. But I will say this, to close out this video, I will say this. No matter what WWE has planned for this year's SummerSlam and for SummerSlam in 2026, I can guarantee you that both events are going to be some of the most incredible SummerSlams we have had in years. So get ready, guys, because it is going to be because the road to this year's SummerSlam is about to get interesting, to say the very least. But with that being said, that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.